Welcome to another episode. We're kicking off the month of February, the month of love, the month of our birthdays. Our first Wednesday with a special guest. Speaking of love, for the Love of DILFS Season 2 is out now, and today we have one of the contestants, Nigel, Battle in here, and he's going to join us in just a bit. So much love to get to. We're so excited. But first, how's my best girlfriend doing? Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be on today because I have so many questions for Nigel. But also, real quick, I know we're not going to get into this, but can we just show some love and appreciation to Drake and that leak?
I thought it was something else. I was not expecting that. Do you think it's him? That's the question.
That's him.
It's him?
He's so like self-absorbed and like such a Scorpio.
Listen.
Scorpios like, are fun. That's their vibe. I'm sorry. That is him. That is
well, I'm glad you like shout out to Drake, I guess. That's why he's hockey. But how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I don't think I did much. I'm looking forward to this weekend, birthday prep, because my birthday's in like literally 10 days. 10 days. So I'm looking forward to that, but I didn't really do much. I was just happy to be chilling.
I was kicking my ass at a boot camp that I did this Sunday. As you know, I like to work out, and I did it. I'm all about trying different things. I want to try kickboxing and all that. So I decided to do this boot camp, Train with Pride, led by Luis Herrera. And boy, it was, I'm glad I kept up. I'm like, please let me keep up, baby Jesus. Please don't make me look like a fool out here. But I'm glad I kept up the best I could. I am sore. I'm still sore from that Sunday workout. But shout out to Lewis. Train with Pride. Definitely want to do it again. The next one is February 18th for anyone who's interested. It's in Manhattan, in Harlem. So shout out to that. That was amazing. I definitely want to do it again.
Do it after my birthday.
The Grammy is the next day after. Yeah, it's February 18th. But the Grammys were also, while I was out there doing that Sunday, you know, I didn't watch the Grammys. I know you want to talk about the Grammys, so please enlighten us because I didn't watch it. Give us a rundown.
I'll give you a rundown. SZA performed. She did great. My favorite, Victoria Monet, she won, I want to say 3 out of the 7 awards that she was nominated for. Very happy. Jay-Z came through with that speech that shocked everyone and had them clutching their pearls, including Beyonce. Taylor Swift is overrated, and I don't care. Any Swiftie, you can come to, talk to me if you want to. That was high-key disrespectful for her to snub Celine Dion, the voice that is Celine Dion, and not say hi or acknowledge her. That was ridiculous. But other than that, it was a great show. I love that Stevie Wonder performed, Joni Mitchell too. But yeah, it was good. I watched the whole thing, and I think, what is his name? Trevor Noah. Every year he does a good job. It's not boring like the other shows, like the Oscars. But yeah.
On Sunday as well, before we move on and bring on our special guests to get into all things for the love of DILF and get to know Nigel. On Sunday as well, Kandi was at the Grammys. Obviously, before the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kandi, was out here writing, with her group, creating hits, and out here writing big hits like Bills, 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 and No Scrubs for the likes of TLC and Destiny's Child. She announced on Sunday on the red carpet that she is leaving Real Housewives of Atlanta after 14 seasons and being the highest house paid out of all them girls in the franchise. So what's your thoughts? Because it's been a few seasons, a lot of fans have been saying it was time for her to bow out. She's bowing out. What's your quick thoughts?
Let's be clear. Kandi brought a lot to not only to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she brought a lot to Bravo Network as a whole, because she was the one that during the Black Lives Matter movement, she encouraged inclusivity and diversity in the channel, which was necessary. So she was the driving force. And Andy Cohen has said that he takes whatever she says into account and very seriously, because she likes to see things, how everything is done, logistically. as far as her being on the show, I thought that her being there was stagnant. For the last couple seasons, there was like a shootout in every freaking restaurant that she had. It was sounding like a restaurant in the Bronx. So I think that her time has come, and she does have bigger and like better opportunities coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's going for that EGOT, baby.
This is a pause for her.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna come back. But I'm looking forward to the new girls that are coming back, or the old girls that are coming back.
I do like Kandi, but I do feel it's time for a break. And like you said, I am excited for the possibility of my girl, Portia Godobia, now coming back. That's my girl, and that's all I need. Just like for Salt Lake City, all I need is Mary M. Crosby. For Atlanta, give me Portia, that's all I need. But enough with that. It is time. We've been waiting for this. I'm excited. Season 2 of For the Love of DILFS on Out TV is out now. Last year, we had a few of the contestants of the talent on the show, and this year we're bringing you more, and we're excited to kick it off with none other than, he's a content creator, and he's on this season For the Love of DILFS, and better than that, he's a Britney Spears stan. He's part of the Britney army as well. Let's welcome to the show, Nigel Battle.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
Hi.
Thank you for coming on. How are you?
I'm feeling amazing. I am enjoying the show with the rest of the world and having so much fun just exploring everything about it with everyone. I'm having a blast.
So you are from, right now, I don't know if, I'm sure you're traveling because of the show has you traveling, but you're from Jersey, no?
Yeah, I'm in South Jersey by Philadelphia, by the shore. So got a little city by me, got a little water, and a nice comfortable place to lay my head in between.
So you're not too far. You're just like Melanie would call it, a bridge and tunnel away from the city, from us.
Exactly, which is perfect for me. Yeah.
Now, Nigel, for the people who don't know you, and obviously this is season 2. You guys are all the Himbos and the Natters, a whole bunch of new crop on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself before coming on the show. Like, who is Nigel?
Yeah, so Nigel is a lot of things. You know, I'm a lovable, happy, adventurous person. I like to tell people that the person that I am looking and fighting for love in the show was very much my same like obligation when I was not on the show. I've always wore my heart on my sleeve. I've always done everything with love and passion and art, and I don't say sorry about any of that. I'm very proud of who I am. So,
are you a Taurus?
I'm a Taurus. Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you guess that?
Because Tauruses are such lovers. It's you guys could be controlling, but you guys are like very lovable too. That's adorable.
Yeah.
I don't get controlling from Taurus though. I seen Dr. I don't want to go off course because Dr. S say he's a Taurus as well, and he said he's a little controlling, but I don't really get controlling from Taurus. Scorpios, yes.
All my cousins are Taurus. I know that. Yeah, they will tell you that they have controlling tendencies.
No, they're stubborn. But anyways, let's not tell him what he is right now.
Very lovable. That is true. I got that radiated through the episode, like how lovable you are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Now, talk to us through this is obviously season 2. Season 1 came out last year, which was kind of like, you know, what do we call that? The prototype, the first. So they got their feet wet. Now we are on to season 2.
Yeah.
You watched it. You knew what to expect. How was the cast? How was your casting process? Like, was it something you wanted to do? First season came out. Like, how was your process?
Yeah, it was really exciting for me because I watched season 1 as a fan, and the minute it ended, I went right to the Out TV Instagram. I turned on the notifications, and I pretty much waited for them to announce season 2. And when they did, I was one of the first to send in my video because it just felt right. And I have always wanted to do a reality television show. It's been so important to me to be to do this and show who I am after years of finding confidence. I just think it's such a great platform to show every part of yourself. And when I saw the show, I was like, this is where I need to be. Like, we need to find a way. It just became like a mission of mine. So it was an exciting journey to get the call and just get closer and closer to getting on the set because it was a dream. And I pushed so hard, and it's so cool to be here right now.
Did you have any interactions with any of the contestants from season 1, or did you speak to them and ask for any advice before coming on?
Um, I didn't, and it's fun because I'm a little shy sometimes, and only because when I had started YouTube a couple years ago, I had reached out to other YouTube creators, and I kept getting like shut down, and I didn't, have enough viewers or subscribers and all that. So this time around, starting fresh and like something new, I was a little scared to ask. Even while I was in the casting process, I was scared to ask people for advice. But what I did was watch every single interview you guys did with contestants. And that was my way of getting an insight to what it would be like on set, what they went through, because these conversations allow for us to kind of drop little hints and tricks of what happens behind the scenes. And I kind of let the castmates of season 1's journey inspire me. But fast forward to today, I keep up a good contact with a lot of season 1 now that they've seen the show. So it's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, the first season was like, me and Charlie and I spoke about this at length with like the contestants that came on, but I felt that a lot of the contestants, some of them, like you could tell that they had different intentions of being there, and it came out towards the end.
No, and I'm glad you bring that up, Melody, because one of my questions for you, Nigel, and it's funny watching the show with the narration and stuff. They kind of put it out there too, and even within the contestants, there are people out there that just want to go there for the popularity or to increase their visibility or their views or whatever. And we're spoken about the show. How much did you feel with your season that was prevalent, or was there mostly people there for the to find that love and connection?
I feel like everyone was truly there for the right reasons, but the more and more I hear this question, the more and more I want to start answering, what's wrong with being there for both? Everyone is very much aware, everyone's very much aware of the possibility of popping off after appearing on anything this mainstream and this amazing. So I think everyone has the idea that the possibility is there, and they would like that. Who doesn't want to be seen more? Who doesn't want their art and do and create to be seen by more people? But also, I think for me, the hierarchy of it all is what mattered. Number one was the connection and the love, because like I said, before I got on the show, that's always been number one in my life. I love chasing my career. I love growing everything that I do in my creator life. But even above that, I'm always like looking for the love of my life. That's just always been what I've done. So I just copy and pasted my real life, put it on the show, and that's what worked for me. I can't speak for the other castmates, but I can honestly say if any of them were there for more than just love and one of the couple followers or a couple of this, that, do it. Like, you're there, do both. Like, look for love and promote yourself. Like, we're all business people here, you know? Like, do it all. That's my answer to that now.
No, I agree. You got to capitalize it. Hey, you may find love. You may get a few more Instagram followers, a little job, a little side gigs. Why not?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Why not? Now, in one of the episodes, because we're speaking about the casting and all that stuff behind the scenes. I think the first episode, one of the contestants drops his phone, and it made me think. Wait a minute, was he even supposed to have his phone? Can we talk about? I don't know if it was. Yeah, I don't know if it's like the Real World or some shows back in the day, or the Challenge that I watched, that they confiscate everything. They really search them and make sure what they call contraband. Was it the same for you guys, where you go into this house and no TVs, do they take your phones? Like, how strict are you guys during this experience?
So shout out to Daddy TV, because having spoken to other reality TV personalities, we did have some of the more relaxed rules, but we definitely had rules. In terms of the phones, the main rule was that we were not allowed to have the phone on set. So your phone, after hours and stuff, you could do it, contact family and stuff like that, which in that pressure cooker of a situation, that meant the world to me, being able to reach out to back home. And to most of the cast, I'm sure it did, because you go through a lot while you're there. So to be able to talk to that one person from home means a lot. But with that rule, not being able to have it on set. Mind you, we're on set all day, 10 to 12 hours sometimes. So it's like, yeah, you can have your phone, but not on set. So, but you're always on set. So you really can't have your phone. And that reason of him dropping it in the water is a great example of why we should not have our phones on set, because that backed up actually that entire filming day of Rico dropping his phone in the water. So, huh?
Did he ever get his phone back?
Yeah, they actually, I guess it's waterproof, and production was able to jump in and grab it. I was waiting in the atrium to come out for my scene, and this is what I heard through like the production. So I guess they grabbed it and then they fished it out for him, which I was like in the back, like TikTok, like I'm ready for my first scene. Let's go. Like, what is going on out there? Like,
couldn't be me.
Yeah.
I can't swim.
No, yeah, you see in the clip, a quick clip, like the producers actually going to fish the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that phone's damaged, but hey, if it's waterproof, as you say. But before we continue on with the show, let's break it down a little bit. Let's get into something that when I seen we related, I'm like, yes, I'm looking forward to the show even more now. You are a fellow Britney stan, like us.
The fact that this is even a topic, I'm so proud. Yes, 100%.
So we want to play a little game with you to see the type of Britney fan you are. One of our favorite games here on the Inner Circle called This or That. And this is the Britney Spears edition of This or That. So I'm going to go down a little list of this or that, and you just pick one. Pretty easy, all right?
Okay.
So here we go. This or that. Britney Spears, the Baby One More Time video, or the Oops, I Did It Again video?
Do I do explanations, or is it just like the answer?
You could give an explanation. I know how I am. I sometimes have to give explanations, so go ahead.
I'm going to say the Oops, I Did It Again video because I was a little bit older, and Baby One More Time was my intro to her. But Oops, I Did It Again really stamped my like fandom down, and the red latex and the wig and the little part and the fire and the boys and Mars and the love scene on the moon, all of it. Yeah, so yes, Oops, I Did It Again.
Same. Baby One More Time was an intro, and Oops solidified. I loved it. Next, Onyx Hotel Tour or the Circus Tour?
Oh my gosh! Okay, so I went to the circus tour. So that has a very special place in my heart because she spun around and her sweat got on me because I was on like the left side of, there's the middle ring and then the two rings. I was on the left ring and she had made her way to me and did a little whip and the sweat hit me. So I'm gonna say circus tour because that's my favorite era and I was there. But I mean, Onyx Hotel made me feel like the sexiest person I've ever been. And I still watch it and I put it on when people come. It was just, you need it in your life. Onyx Hotel Tour is special. So
that's a good one. That was my first Britney show, the Onyx Hotel Tour.
Okay.
Tour. All right, next. I don't know if this is a this or that to pick. Maybe to kill. I don't know. But this or that. Which ex-boyfriend, Kevin Federline or Justin Timberlake?
Those guys. Let's go with Kevin since we got life from that. You know what I mean? We produced Baby Daddy's got a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? I feel like she loves her boys. That's how she's continuing on her legacy in this life. She really wants to be seen as a mother right now more than a performer. And she has that because of Kevin. Not saying he deserves any type of title or tickets or coin, nothing like that. I just think that in the two, he gave her more in terms of that, I guess. I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Now, we know Britney has gotten into her acting, little things here and there. So what TV spot you enjoyed the most with her acting? How I Met Your Mother or Will and Grace?
The Will and Grace was cute. You know what else I like though? The Jane the Virgin little dance break, John.
Oh yeah.
That was cute.
Super Bowl performance or the Madonna VMA performance?
Oh, Madonna VMA. Oh yeah.
All right. Oops, I Did It Again VMA performance or the Slave for You VMA performance?
I have to do Oops, I Did It Again VMA performance. That spinning metal contraption and the hair flips and the nude suit.
And it's 50, yeah. Blackout or In the Zone?
Oh, I'm gonna go In the Zone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go In the Zone.
And last but not least, we know Britney likes to change her hair a lot. Blonde Britney or brunette Britney?
Oh, I have to go with blonde Britney. I have to go with blonde. Yes,
All
of
right.
course. Yeah.
So I know we just touched on the whole Justin thing. Really quick, I want to get your thoughts and your takes on this. What are your thoughts with the whole Justin Timberlake saga lately? He just released his first single from his new album coming out, Selfish, which obviously us Britney fans know she has a Selfish song too from her Femme Fatale album.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been a lot that's gone on with Justin, written in Britney's book, etc. What are your quick thoughts? I want to get, because we've spoken about it on the show, but having a special guest and also fellow Britney fan, I want to get a different perspective. What are your thoughts?
It's really crazy to see all of these news stories and moments strung up, because I feel like we all remember like what we felt and what we knew at that time. So to get all these new details is definitely it's changing things a bit, and I'm glad that she's able to speak up in a way that she never has been before. She's always felt silent. She's always felt like she never had her voice. And although the way she may release some of this information may be a little bit out of the box and not the way I would do it, we still stand Britney, and we still are glad that she's using her voice to bring up some of these things that bother her. She deserves to get them off her chest too. And I have no sympathy for Justin Timberlake in this situation and the things that are happening, because he got away with so many of those things for so long, and she was the monster in it. And I visibly remember the headlines and how she was treated. So I'm glad to see, like, it's still messy, but there's more, like, people are siding more on both rather than all just going to Justin. Back in the day, it was she was wrong and Justin was the man. I remember that specifically. So it's nice. Yeah, it's nice to see people a little bit more woke, her story shown a little bit more, to see people supporting her. It's been a crazy journey as a Britney fan the last couple of years. I'm sure you guys know.
Trust. It's like we talk about it all the time, especially back in the day when Britney went through more stuff. It's like people hit us up, DMs, text messages. Oh, your girl. Oh, what's up with your girl? Am I her publicist? Why are you reaching out to me? Like, and also that undertone of trying to get me riled up too. It's like, leave me and Britney alone. Like,
yeah. It's difficult because I will sit up in these interviews and I do contribute a lot of my success to that woman. Like, my confidence and the way that I was in my 20s come for her. Side note, I have a history of doing drag, and Britney was my go-to. So that was a whole nother like branch of finding my confidence, finding who I am. And I did all that on the stage through several thousands of Britney numbers, mixes, VMA performances. Like, that's why when we're sitting here talking about it, I'm like, I know all these back in my hand because I've mashed them together and I've memorized them and I've done the choreography. Like, I've been that girl. So it's been like, so I love her, and I always have to defend her because I would not be sitting here today if it wasn't for her, like, period. So I have to always talk about her.
We love our drag queens. What's the drag name?
Drag name is Jasmine Anastasia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about confidence, and that's one thing that I wanted to also get into. I feel even with season 1 and we're seeing in season 2, the body positivity that, Daddy TV, Out TV, For the Love of DILFS, they could have gone a whole different road with just casting a certain type of look, right? But we're seeing a diverse look, and that's what I love, especially promoting body positivity. Could you speak on that? And because I feel like you're a great representation of that, and I love like the confidence you exude. Like Melody said, like we could feel the genuineness of why you're there, also, but we also could feel like that confidence that you're exuding through our TV. So could you speak to us a little bit about that? And just putting yourself out there. It's scary to go on TV, period. But like putting yourself out there, taking off our shirts as a gay man, I used to be scared to take off my shirts back in the day. So, how's that process for you? And how does it feel to be a representation of body positivity?
It's an honor and a privilege. The reason why, like I said, I signed up, seeing Big Tony on season 1, that was that whole like representation. Like, if that does not show you that it matters, I wasn't thinking I was a candidate until I saw him. So it was that idea of like, oh, someone's bigger. And then with Alex, with his body hair, because those are my two things. I'm thick and I'm hairy. And I was like, I'm not bound to change either one of these. So I got to find something that's for me. And going on there and being able to show that is one of my favorite parts. I didn't take my shirt off at the beach till I was 27. I'm 32 now. So in that short amount of time to go from hardly showing anything at all to I got to the point where I was getting on set and I was like, can it come off? Like, are we ready? Like, because I just felt so in my zone. And then with Rico, immediately I was even more comfortable because then not only am I there loving myself, now I'm in a position where someone's into me and I can just breathe and be myself, and he adored it. And that made it even more special because not only did people get to see me be confident, but they got to see what that could lead to. If you really truly love yourself and show the world who you are, you can still be, you can be caught. You know what I mean? You can find your one being that way. You don't have to pretend to be what you think someone may want. Just be yourself and someone will love you, you know?
That's beautiful. I was doing like fantasy football in my head with you guys, and I automatically picked you and Rico together. So the fact that you guys matched together was like, it was great.
Oh my gosh.
I have a question though, and I don't know if you're able to answer this because I know that the show is like going on now, but were the daddies, since the daddies like sleep together in the same like room and the himbos in their room, did they hook up with each other? Are they allowed to do that?
Any low-key DL hookups?
So it's funny because like you're allowed to do anything. Like you're free in this mansion, but obviously, like if the game is for a daddy and himbo to end up together, you're not going to put yourself in a good position if you're sleeping with the daddies. You know what I mean? And vice versa if a himbo is with the himbos. So remember, I think that was in people's minds and when it came to that. And then secondly, we are tired. Like it is a lot. It is work. I want to put that out there that, you know, I was a part of me before going on was like, oh, this will be like a vacation, you know, some meals, some sunshine. No, this is, you're up every morning, you're getting on set, you're done by sunset, you're tired. So even when it came to like, spending time like with Rico, like we were tired. Like there wasn't a lot of like hanky panky between castmates because we were exhausted. We were always getting in bed and getting up for the next day. But even with that said, there were people who found the corners and found the time to do what they needed to do. Absolutely, as gay men do. You know, they'll always find. Yeah, listen. You know, they'll always find the little corners and crevices and get the job done. So they certainly did.
So true. I had to compose myself with that. We see also in one of the episodes, Q. I want to pronounce his name right. Q, right? Q. Queese.
Yeah.
He was a ride or die. He was one of those good friends. He was that friend, that road dog, that wingman who you see him basically. He had a date with Rico, but he told Rico straight up, like, listen, I'm gonna let y'all have your time. I know y'all for each other. How did that feel watching that back?
Oh my gosh, amazing. And even it was even more amazing living it. Because I'm just getting to know these guys. So for him to take that leap so early on, that was a huge boost. We're still friends to this day, you know, and that was the beginning of it. Him doing something like that. Like I said in that moment, I never forgot that. And when you're in those situations with the dates and the time limits, they're so that's very precious time, you know what I mean? And he saw it as that. And for him to allow me to have that moment with Rico meant the world to me because we don't have a lot of time to get to know our counterparts and stuff. So he gave me that much more moment. You know, you never know if you're leaving the next day or the next day. So every moment you get with the person you're trying to get to know means so much to you. So I'll always like, it's thankless that he did that for me. And he's so sweet. I love Keith. He's amazing.
Right, I gotta get the name down pat right because Keith is going to be on 2 weeks from today, so we're looking forward to that. So
awesome.
Yeah, we're excited to have him on. But how long was the filming, if you're allowed to say, how long was the filming process for this season? Like, how long are you guys out there for?
It was, it was a couple of weeks. The process was a couple of weeks. And then obviously, as people are eliminated, they're removed from the mansion. So depending on how long you were there, well, you know, you were there for the max. Yeah, definitely lengthy.
I have a question about Rico making a comment about your like occupation. I know being a content creator, a lot of people have their preconceived notions. Why do you think that he had like a preconceived notion about you being a content creator? Is that like something that you hear a lot in the gay community, or was that like a one-off?
Yeah, no, I'm used to that, unfortunately.
Oh,
Specifically, and within the YouTube community, we are known for our over-the-top thumbnails and exciting faces and all those things. And I dive right into all of that. I'm very expressive. I love to play on that. I love to be very much immersed in this world. But unfortunately, there's a certain stereotype of that person, and that's part of why I came on the show. Is like, okay, he has clearly one idea of what a YouTuber is, so I was excited to try to shake that up for him, because that's content creation is just one part of what someone is. You can never look at all their social media and think that you know them. There's so much more to human beings than that. So being able to answer the question, and it was definitely an awkward moment, but it's teaching a lot of people, like, we're not all, you can trust a YouTuber. YouTubers are looking for love too. Like, we're not just like trashy fame whores, or you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stereotypes about specifically YouTubers. So, but I wanted to be as honest as possible. I wasn't bound to leave that out just because I knew that in my head too. There's a possibility this could be a backfire, because I love reality TV. I've seen the girls come on reality TV and say they do X, Y, and Z, and immediately, you're here for X, Y, and Z. You're not here for the show. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say what I do, and they're gonna know I'm here for the show, and that I'm here for him, because you're not gonna be able, it's undeniable. So,
but I also commend you, because not only is content creation one of your jobs, you also have another job in the medical field.
yeah.
So when he said that, I was like, well, what do you do? So how do you find time to do both jobs?
Oh my gosh, I just work around the clock. Right now my schedule is like half and half, and I just do it all. I've always been a multitasker. I've always liked to have my hands in everything that I started. I don't really like cut things off. So I just do a little bit each week of everything, and I just kind of like make my round. Detailed scheduling on my calendar is how I do it.
And I'm sure you have naps in between, because I know Tauruses love to take a good nap.
Yeah, big bear naps and days off of nothing are the key to my success. I really feel like I've accomplished a lot, and I'm so proud of my journey. But I will vouch for take a day off and do nothing. Like, a lot of people are always afraid to do that, especially like the go-getters in life. But I feel like you just have to. Like, you will learn so much about yourself, and you will be more recharged for the next day if you just take a damn day off. Like,
yeah, for sure. Now, we seen, to get back into the episodes, Stormy had a little meltdown in episode 2, because what was the guy who left prematurely?
Buruss.
Yeah, he left prematurely. So I guess she had a little meltdown. How real, like, how was that moment? How real was that moment, like, when she gave you guys that speech? Because obviously with reality TV, we see splice. It could be an hour speech, but we'll see like 30 seconds of it. Like, how real was that moment? And were you guys like shitting your pants, like, oh shit? Like,
yeah, no, it was pretty real. And I think for Stormy, excuse me, what ended up happening was, like we had said before, season 1 was such an intro and a just good way to get her feet wet. So in season 2, she becomes really invested in this show and in this competition and in us as castmates. So with that being said, with someone going home, like, she's gonna throw a fit, because we're all back here, we're all putting our best foot forward to find this person that we love, and she wanted to put her foot down in terms of what that meant to her with him leaving, and I'm glad she did, because the story she told that night was so beautiful, and it really just wrapped around the whole reason of why we're there. Now, granted, Luders is definitely allowed to do what he wants to do as a human, and we all support him in his decision and everything. But we also support Stormy and sticking up for the fact that she didn't want anyone else to leave in that way, because love is something that you fight for and that you try till your very last drop. And I think that's what she was trying to prove with that moment,
Yeah. And now let's go to our most recent elimination, Aaron. I have my opinions. I'm not going to state them, but he got eliminated. Melanie, I don't think you've seen this episode yet.
Wait, is Aaron the Canadian?
The Capricorn, yeah.
But I didn't like him. I don't like what he did was it to Sal? I love Sal.
Well, you have to watch the latest episode. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for anyone watching who hasn't watched. Shame on you. Shame on you. Well, no, Melanie, you're a busy girl. But my next question is, how long and real was that exit? Because he got upset. He was like the Rue girls. He blamed it on the edit. He blamed it on producers. He blamed it on people basically influencing Sal's decision. So how real was that? How intense was that feeling with all you guys there?
It was really intense, and I'm triggered by you bringing it up right now, because that was a very huge part of the competition. You have to remember. That was the first elimination. So that was, I remember that being finished. And I was just very wound up because I was like, oh, people going home, and they going home soon. That was that rude awakening. And I love the way that scene came out because it showed our fear. It showed his frustration. And those were all the things that I felt when he was saying what he said. And I remember, when all these things are happening on set, I always my hope and dream is oh gosh, I hope it gets edited to feel what I'm feeling right now. And I can honestly say that moment with Aaron leaving, rewatching it, I was like, this feels exactly like when I was there. So I'm so glad you guys got, everything that I got from it. Cause what you see in that moment is what it was. It was very shocking. You don't know how you're going to react, and that's the gig of reality TV. That's the scene right there. Your reaction.
Sal said it. Sal was like, there was a quick shot where he was like, I wanted him to shut up because I didn't want this to be worse once it airs. And then it's like whoever spliced that up, the editors, then they continue showing him just continue going, and I'm like, oh yeah, he should have just stopped. Gracefully bow out. But again, emotions, you never know what you're gonna feel emotionally, and it doesn't feel good being the first booted out. So but now what could we expect? We are 3 episodes deep so far. Obviously you can't give it away, we want to keep watching, but what's something what's some stuff that we could expect going forward?
Yeah, everything's gonna get heightened. Stronger connections, bigger drama. Just like any show, you're gonna get to know us more, and the people who stay in the mansion, you're gonna get to know, and even the people who are eliminated, you really get a chance to get to know the stories, and it's gonna change the way you watch it. It already even for me, watching it, there are just things I didn't know because I was so wrapped up in my own life that I didn't see, and I'm falling in love with my castmates all over again, and it's just exciting to go through the process and know that people are going to be not only thoroughly entertained, but connected to something, because it's so much more than entertainment. These are our real lives, and these are our real feelings. And I want to always make sure people realize that, as you're home eating your popcorn, those are real tears. These are real moments. These are real, you know what I mean? So we're so proud of that. And I think that the rest of the episodes really show who we truly are as individuals and as a cast. It's going to be beautiful.
So
I love that you say.
Sorry, I was going to say, would you say that you are super close with your castmates? You had no issues with anyone?
Well, now you'll have to tune in to see if I have any issues with anyone. Yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect. No one's perfect. Things pop up. Things happen. But the bottom line of just having that understanding and that DILF family, core trust type thing, that's there. There are things that happen in the mansion, obviously, between different castmates. But I think no matter what, as human beings and as a cast, we definitely have a love for each other that I did not expect. I'm a very no new friends type person. I've had the same friends since elementary, and I trust them, and I got trust issues, so I'm gonna keep I'm good with them, But I left the mansion with some best friends, and I never would have thought that would happen. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's awesome. I know you use the word connected, and one thing that I was just thinking about in general before even the show, how this show came about, season 1 and now season 2, and the representation and the visibility of queer men, gay men dating, looking for love. We've had The Bachelor, we've had all these other dating shows, like straight hetero dating shows, and to have now a show that, yes, it's still fun, it's still games, it's still twists and turns, yes, there's still drama, but it's legit, trying to show that we also have in the deep of our core love and want that connection. People think gay men are just one thing or we all one thing. So it's great to see this, like this representation out on our TVs. How do you feel being part of this now, like part of this representation out there?
It's amazing. Again, like an honor and a privilege. And when I came onto set, like from day one, I knew that I had this responsibility to be authentic and to be my true self, because this was it. Like, I could come on here and I could be who I think people want a daddy to be, or I can come on here and I could just be me and show them what I think I am as a daddy. And that was that was a profound decision that I made, because I knew that I would have to watch this back. And I didn't want to watch this back and see myself being who I thought the world wanted me to be, or who I thought the producers wanted to be me. Like, no, I felt a power and a drive to be myself, so that people can also see themselves in my story and who I am, and feel represented and feel excited and know that, okay, like, even me, I might not be what you think I want to be, but I'm going to go try this too, or apply it to something else. Not everything has to be like getting on a show or doing a reality show. It's just about like that drive and thinking that you're not a fit, but making yourself the fit, because why not? Like, why not shake it up? Like, you could be the puzzle piece, like change your form, like get up in there,
I love that. Now, Melanie has another little game for you. We gotta spice it up. We know in the DILF Mansion, you guys played a lot of games and love to play games in that DILF Mansion. So Melanie has another spicy one for you. A nice little round of Would You Rather. So take it away.
Yum.
It's funny because it's kind of like a this or that version, but it is the this or that would you rather gay edition. So to coincide with the show, I'm gonna ask you gay related question topics.
Okay.
Topic questions. Anyway, would you rather sign up on Grindr or Match.com?
Are we allowed on Match.com?
All right, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't even know if there's a section for us on there. I've been so pushed to Grindr my whole life. I'm not. If we're accepted on Match.com, that sounds like a great place to meet a man. But all I know is Grindr, so I'm gonna say Grindr.
All right, Cher or Gaga?
Oh God, I'm gonna go with Gaga. Yeah,
okay.
But shout out to Cher.
So, which movie would you rather see, Love, Simon or Bros?
Love, Simon.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was cute. Bros was, I didn't finish Bros. No offense, I don't know.
Bros wasn't bad. I went to see Bros.
I gotta try it. I didn't try it. You know when you don't connect and you just change, you flip to something. There's so many options these days. If I don't connect in 10 minutes, I'm out. Like,
top or bottom?
What? Wait.
I didn't expect that. That got spicy.
Like what I want, or
what you prefer, and then what you are.
Yeah, I prefer to top. I like to say, in a more single, frivolous era of my life, whichever I may be in, that is more topish. And when I'm more in love and receiving that connection with someone, I am more of versatile. So there you go. That's the full answer.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Pride Fest or Pride Parade?
Oh, what's the difference? I'm not even sure. Parade sounds fun because you're walking down the street, maybe doing a little ching ching, something in the street.
I don't know if Pride Fest is even here. I don't know.
Let's go with parade because it sounds more extravagant.
Yeah. Where would you go to meet a date? Starbucks or a regular boutique coffee shop?
Let's do the mom and pop regular boutique coffee shop that we don't know about. I love trying new coffee shops, but more importantly, I love trying like new bakeries. Every time I go to a new city, I find a cute little mom and pop bakery and get me some bear treats.
All right, that was my last like gay edition. These are just random.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather give up traveling or celebrating holidays?
Um, uh, I would give up the holidays
I had a feeling.
and I'm gonna travel. I want to travel.
Taurus
Yeah.
love to travel and
Love to
explore.
travel.
Yeah, like what you mean? I gotta stay home and just celebrate the same holidays every year? Like, no, I'm getting on that. I'm getting on that plane.
I'll create a holiday.
Right.
Traveling.
Would you rather be unable to use search engines or unable to use social media? We know this. Like, would you rather not be able to use like Google
Yeah.
or Instagram?
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I'm gonna say give up the search engines. I may seem a little dumb on the social media, but at least I can represent who I am and what's in my heart based off of what I already know from the search engines from years of searching on them. Let's do that.
I would know from asking Ask Jeeves, but also now you can just ask AI, ask Chat GPT or whatever it's called.
I was counting that with the search engine, so pretty much anywhere you can get an answer, I was thinking like that would be annulled. So we would just be on our own.
A few more, like two more.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather give up your favorite food forever or give up sex?
Ooh. That's
Let's give up the food because, therapeutic reasons.
Okay.
Wait, I mean, you can't even live off that horrible answer, but I'm going to keep it. It's fine.
Okay, and then the last one, I think this one is so random, but would you rather never get a haircut again or never shave again?
Well, my haircut is a shave. So probably if I have to keep up with the face, so I would nix the haircut and keep up with the shave because the beard gives me life. So
no, back to the show. How awkward. Let's talk about, because you have cameras, you have a bunch of people, crew, and it's a dating show, so obviously your intimate moments, you're making out and stuff. How is it an adjustment for you, speaking for yourself, but was it an adjustment for you guys, like to be intimate, to be open in front of a crew and other people? Like, how was that process for you guys, for you?
It was different. And, and I went into it thinking like, I love performing. I've been on stage before. Like, I was thinking that this was something that I would be fully prepared for. And it wasn't, because I had realized that even in all my years in entertainment and content creation, the one thing that wasn't on camera was who I was talking to. And now all of a sudden, the only thing that's on camera is who I'm talking to. So it was a huge adjustment, but I can honestly say, like, even just the transition between episodes 1 and 2, I immediately got more comfortable. And I, again, can't speak for the rest of the cast, but being with Rico very much became like a safe bubble, and the crew became non-existent. I love the crew and I love the cast, but a lot of the times when Rico and I were in the same room, I only saw Rico. So yeah, it became easier because we were just like that connected, and it was something that we became more and more comfortable with as time went on.
I have a shady question.
Yeah.
Do the twins really speak that way?
They do, and it's crazy because they're a lot of the cast. What you see on these scenes, this is who they are when we're not on. And I love that because there were no characters. No one told anyone to act a certain way. Like good. So everything that everyone's loving about everyone or not liking, it's like it's hitting us because we're like, that's who I am. Like that's my real voice. That's this. That's that. So yeah, that's who they are, and they're such good people. I love them so much. Much like Keith, we just immediately connected, and yeah, we became good friends.
So when I initially started watching the first episode and I saw, I think his name is Daniel, when he first started talking, I was like, oh, he's gonna be the extra of the bunch. But then when his brother came in, his twin brother, I was like, oh my God, double the trouble. Something about twins that I like love, and I like seeing twins together. And then they have this like Louisiana Cajun drawl about them, the way that they speak. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that? That is not a Brooklyn accent.
Are they Dominican? I got Dominican from
they're Panamanian.
Oh, Panama.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Nigel? Looking at you, you give like you could be Puerto Rican. And but then I'm thinking maybe Portuguese.
Yeah, I'm black and white, so
okay.
yeah, but
biracial.
Yeah, I'm your biracial beauty of season 2. You know.
Also, to add, and I don't know if we asked this last season to any of our guests that we had on, but and maybe you guys are not allowed. You could say that, answer that as well. But do you guys go in as him, like for your stuff? Did you go in as a daddy? Do you guys get to choose what y'all want to be, or they basically kind of place you there, fill you out once y'all get there, and there's like, you're gonna be a daddy, you're gonna be a himbo?
No, so actually, I love the process because that was, and having any label attached to you it gives a little, there's pressure, which is why whichever I chose, I was going to come in and be myself. So if I was a himbo, you're getting chaotic daddy himbo. If I was a daddy, you got chaotic daddy with himbo tendencies. It just is what it was. But what they ended up doing was asking kind of like a series of dating questions for us during the interviewing process. And those questions, how you answered them, whether you answered them more like a daddy or a himbo, kind of helped create that decision. And I love that process because I remember thinking like, oh, I feel like a little bit more himbo-y, or like, I'm just getting out of my himbo 20 phase. So maybe that'll be that. But at the end of my questions, pretty much it was like 10 questions. I basically answered every question like a daddy. And I was like, okay, like this kind of registers because I care for my guys. Like that's who I am. Like, even though like single crazy me may be more of a himbo, but relationship, I'm trying to look for love me is more like a caring daddy. And it was just beautiful because just going through that process and figuring out which one I was like, it just solidified like who I was as a person. I was like, okay, like I see that. But they were great about making sure like you were comfortable coming in as who you were, type thing. And I agreed with it. And like I said, I wasn't going to come in and be who I thought the world wanted a daddy to be. I was just going to come in and be Nigel. And this is the daddy you got. So that's what it was,
Now you also, what I could say is you definitely could be a meme. You're giving a lot of face, especially meme-worthy moments with some of your reactions on the show. One of them is particularly being when Dr. Ed, hi Dr. Ed, when Dr. Ed came in and took your man's Rico on a date. And you came down to the kitchen along with some other people. There was a lot of face meme-worthy moments. Tell us how, like, your genuine, because we can see it through your face, but like the genuine feelings and emotions that you were going through in that moment.
Yeah, I hate that because I like, those are my thoughts and people are like, oh, like I can see exactly what you're thinking. And it's frustrating because I'm like, if I wanted to say how I felt, I would have said it. But instead everyone could just read my face and it's frustrating. But I guess like that's the part I don't mind it turning into entertainment, you know what I mean? And it's just also real. Like, I wish I didn't come down making faces on purpose. Like, I was really feeling a certain way. I did not come here to have someone taken away that I just met. I was extremely pissed. And it's obviously watching the edit back is hilarious because I don't know what Rico said before I got in that kitchen. So I'm popping off for no reason. And it's just like, it's embarrassing. But it's also like, I'm glad that it can be entertaining for people because I didn't know that. I thought everyone had faces like this and everyone, you can see what's going on in their head. And I'm watching the show and I'm like, oh, it's just him. It's just me. Like, you can read everything.
It's not just you, but honestly, like Melanie and I was discussing even before the show, I think that's what's drawn us to you, is that realness. Like, you can, even through TV, you kind of like feel it and think, but no, don't worry, you're not the only one. Both of us have those faces. There's on the show where like after the show or something, people are like, oh yeah, Melanie, She definitely wasn't feeling this question. She wasn't feeling this
Poker
guess.
face. I cannot.
Oh my
So it's not
gosh.
you. You can feel comfortable and rest assured you're not the only one. It's actually entertaining though. It's entertaining.
Thank you.
Now, Nigel, let's talk about before we go. You also a content creator, and that's something that Rico almost had a problem with, and he brought that up. And that kind of like when he brought that up, I'm like, well, wait a minute, shit. If I go on this show, I'm screwed. I'm gonna be looked at the same way. So, tell us about your content, your YouTube. What is it that you do, and where could people go and follow and check it out?
Yeah, I run a variety channel on YouTube, and I also run like a coaching creator channel where I kind of talk about my journey and everything that I learned, because I had a super accelerated growth rate through the pandemic where I basically like I locked down and I studied and did YouTube all day, all night long. It's all I did. So I learned so much. I used that second channel to kind of promote and teach people how I grow the first channel. But my first variety channel is so much fun. It's another place where I learned to be myself and I grew confident and I found people who love me for who I did. We get into music on there, movie analysis, all types of things. I create original songs on there. Right now it's very DILF centered. I'll be having all the DILF contestants on my channel, just kind of talking about our experiences, and then also just a lot of DILF vlogs going on right now. Like the variety channel is created in a way to shift and go around what's happening in my life. So right now with the show, I'm talking a lot about my process of getting on the show and helping other people who may have the same dreams, as well as just giving like tea and stuff like that. But I love YouTube so much, and the rest of the streams of social media are pretty much just to connect and promote the YouTube. But YouTube is really where I found a home and a place that I was accepted. So
that is awesome. And where? Because this is the time of the show where I like to tell our guests it's time to sell yourself like a prostitute in church. Where I know you just spoke about your YouTuber. Where could the people, our listeners, watching, listening, catching up on this, where could they go support you and follow you?
Yeah, so the YouTube channel is just Nigel Battle, youtube.com/Nigel Battle. If you follow me on Instagram at Nigel Battle Official, that'll kind of give you an idea of like what's coming to my channel. I kind of post previews on my story based off of every new video that I do or new interview, or whether I'm being interviewed or I'm having someone on my channel. All the Nigel updates are pretty much on the Instagram. So Nigel Battle Official is where you're going to get everything juicy. My link tree is in there. That has my YouTube channel. That has my merch. That has my TikTok. That has my Twitter. Everything that's coming and is all there to enjoy. So if you're looking for more Nigel, more DILF content, it is there. I have created it for you guys, and it's been an honor and a privilege to do that. And I'm so excited that people are interested in more of me, and there's enough to show. So I'm excited.
We'll share your stuff. We'll support you. We're rooting for you as well on the show. I hope we see you all episodes to it and write it out to the end. We're definitely rooting for you. And we're thankful and glad you're the first contestant to come as our guest of season 2. So thank you so much for coming on. Definitely check out Nigel. Hopefully we have you again on the show. You're definitely going back into circle. To our listeners, thank you so much for watching, and follow, like, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, all those good places. And we'll see you guys next week. It may be Valentine's, but we're celebrating Galentine's special. So join me and Melanie next week for our Galentine's date. See you guys. Thank you so much, Nigel.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle Podcast. You catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook.